You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
I will not sacrifice the Enterprise. We've made too many compromises already, too many retreats. They invade our space, and we fall back. They assimilate entire worlds, and we fall back. Not again. The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther. And I will make them pay for what they've done.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity.
We are trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table?
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 202.
What?
I'm your host, John Rowe, and Adam is our interrupting co-host.
Adam Ham.
I said Adam by accident.
I know.
Let's take two. Interactive.
No.
Okay, no take twos. Take two. All right, take three.
I'm called the one take ham for a reason.
That's true.
I can't have a second take.
That's not how it works. You can't just be like, that's good. It's like, no. You get it in one take. I messed that up. I'm not John One Take Rowe.
Yeah.
You know me. All right.
Fair enough.
So, all right. So I have decided, now that we're past episode 200, that we need to formalize the podcast into sections more.
Yeah.
I've done this for the ease of use, ease of life.
Yeah.
I have physical handwritten notes as well about stuff I
Oh
played.
wow.
I know. But all right, so we're gonna go over what we did in the week, what media we consumed, because that's what this is all about. This is a podcast about media and our consumption of it, and me making something out of that consumption, and
Thus justifying it.
Thus justifying it a little bit. And then we've got news, which will focus on video games and movies, anything that caught my eye, and of course, that will be the whole podcast. And of course, if there's any listener things, that'll be interspersed. This is not like some strict like segment bullshit. It's just like, this is kind of how it's going to flow. It makes it easier for me to plan too, because I can throw everything in sections. Because we got our preevs, which is our big thing we're working on. Working our way through. But so let's start off with what we did over the weekend. Adam, what did you play?
I played the teensiest bit of the Division beta.
Yeah, wow, you got in your playtime. You got your worth out of it.
No, but
how much did you play?
I got like about an hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know,
it probably took more than an hour to download it.
Well, I mean,
it's like 30 gigs.
I wasn't counting download time. I know. But it did its job though, because I liked it and I want to play more. And there's got to be another open beta, I think, later in the month as well.
Sure.
An open beta. This was a closed one.
Yes, this is just for those of us that are beautiful enough people to get codes.
Yes.
And that was anyone that signed up on NVIDIA's website got a code.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all you had to do was like sign up and they give you a code.
Yeah.
Too late for all you other people. But we can get into the Division for me. But I think we should just get in on it. I want to talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Before we get too far in this podcast, my computer is not stable anymore. This Computergate 2016 begins.
That's crazy.
Listeners will know that in 2015, in January of the 17th, I placed my computer in the care of One Madison Geeks to get it fixed because it was acting up and it wouldn't boot anymore, and it had been just crashing, and there's like weird like video artifacting and stuff happening, and I was like, oh, it's probably the video card. but then like a bunch of like other parts started disconnecting. Like it would stop like detecting a hard drive, or other weird shit was going on. So it was like just crashy. And so I sent it to them, and then in August, near the August 15th or 17th, somewhere in the middle of August, I got my computer back fixed. So it spent 8 months in the shop, Adam.
Yeah.
8 months. It's Madison. It's partially Madison Geek's fault, but not mostly. Most of the fault lies in the fact that Asus sent a broken motherboard as a replacement, and so the second one worked. And PowerColor sent sent a video card that was broken. And then when they sent it back, they said, "Oh, this isn't the card that's got the warranty on it." And it's like, yeah, I know, because you sent us this card. This was the replacement card that you sent us.
Yeah.
So they don't have their shit together. And that took just months of email, phone tag, and, all right, we're going to ship it. It'll be there in a week and a half, yeah. So not going to happen this time, because if my computer's fucked, I'm going to take it into the shop and have them put a new motherboard in it. Because I don't feel like doing that myself.
Yeah.
Because that is a chore, and I bet it would probably cost me less than $100 or $200 to have someone do it for me. And if I were to do it myself, which I'm sure I could, because it's not that difficult, it would take
a pain in the ass.
Exactly. It would take probably like 5 or 6 hours, an entire weekend basically wasted, and I wouldn't have any peace of mind of having it done by someone who has the tools to do it. And if it were to break, I could complain to them for fucking it up and not myself, basically.
Yeah.
So that's it. We'll see what comes of it. It's really weird. I guess I don't know how to describe what happens. It just seems to crash when I'm not here. I just come back and it's restarted itself. And so I wonder if it's the video card. I mean, obviously, I came back once, and there was like vertical like lines on the screen, and that was it. So that was bad. I have a feeling my video card's been overheating because I ran this. I have a wall of text right now. I ran a hardware monitor, and while I was playing a game, one of the games we'll talk about. And I wonder if The Division is what broke my computer, because no problems prior to this weekend. But so I just want to get this elephant out of the room. I want to complain. I want to bitch about my computer, and then you guys can hear an update next week. It's so far crashed once a day, every day. It just, whenever I come back, it's just at the login screen, said it shut down unexpectedly, and then works fine. And then I play on it for hours and hours, and then, turn my monitor off and come back, and it's restarted itself. So I don't know what's going on. I do know that I have my antivirus software, the beautiful ESET NOD32 antivirus, told me that I need to update Windows, and my Windows update said that it had updated like 20 times the same update. So I have a feeling maybe Windows is crashing because of some Windows update error. Oh, and I looked at my event log. Or not event log. Okay, so Adam, you know the event log, right? For Windows. Yes. Yep. So to find out what crashes are, you just look up your event log. And currently I have. Oh, now it's okay. So yeah, it gives you correct errors. Let's see. When the last crash was at 8:47 p.m. Driver failed to load for the device. No, that's just not. Network connectivity is not working. Let's see with the critical kernel power. 41. System stopped responding, crashed, or lost power unexpectedly. That's just your generic system crashed error. And that's it, I guess. And there's no like warning. It just power off. That seems to be what happens. It just boop, off. So I don't know what's going on. So I thought maybe it was the overheating, because when I ran the game, my video card was running about 85 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Which is not like, oh my God, it's on fire, but it's like, that's getting to the upper limit.
Mine stays there like all the time because I don't have the cooler. Yeah. But I I don't know, man. That doesn't seem like it would be.
Yeah, but I
hot.
feel my machine, and it is fucking hot.
Well, yeah, but that's, I don't know. I don't think that's a great way to tell.
Fair enough.
Also,
but 85 is really high for these newer graphics cards. They're supposed to run cooler. I've read that anything above 80 is probably higher than it should be.
Well, yeah, but they put some tolerance in there too.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so basically, I installed new video drivers. And I installed and I basically have been, when I'm going to play a game, I turn the fans up to 100. Because I don't care. I'm just going to, I just turn the fan up when I'm playing a game.
Yeah.
So it stays cool. So I know that's not it. And I haven't had any problems with it crashing during a game.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's just when my computer is sitting for a while that it's just some application thing is crashing.
Yes. You know what?
But I have seen a couple visual things happen with the screen, which worries me, because I just had a couple, like one time the screen just turned itself off, like it stopped receiving image, but like the computer didn't turn itself off, so I had to just hard reboot it. And then when I show up and it has the Windows screen, my mouse is just a giant box of garbage, and then I move the mouse a little bit and then it looks like a mouse cursor. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But the fact that it keeps it, like, there's a bunch of error messages that it failed to install Windows correctly, like updates. So I'm worried that like an update caused some instability here.
Actually, you know what may be happening? It may be keep trying to install the update, and the update may be like failing and crashing.
Yeah. So I would like to mention. This crash happened at 8:47. But the crash before that happened. Oh man, I gotta open up. I guess another thing is, which is cool. In Windows 10, you can just look up the reliability history. And it has a reliability monitor, which actually shows you like your computer's reliability. And let's see when my critical events had happened. We had Windows did not properly shut down 11:30 p.m. On the 30th or 1st of February, and then on the 2nd of February, Windows stopped working at 10:26 p.m. It says hardware error, but that's it's because my USB drive. I tried to plug a USB drive in, it didn't like that. The USB drive is known to be broken to me. I just thought I'd give it a shot, and it just wouldn't connect. So that's where that error message came from. But I had a crash on the 2nd at 1:27 a.m. and a crash on the 3rd at 1:24 a.m.
Yeah, those sound like times that like it's
Windows is like, hey, I'm just gonna quick install something for you, and it just shuts off. Because I think I looked at my update history, and it had the same update listed like 100 times that it installed it. So I'm worried that it's just doing that, and then, the visual stuff may just be the new driver doesn't like Windows.
That could be. It
just doesn't seem like
fairly new.
Yeah, this seems stable. Like I've only had it crash one time while I was on it.
Yeah.
Never while I've had it under stress either. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, honestly, worst case scenario, I buy new parts. It's going to set me back like $500. Whatever. I don't care. My CPU's good. I got 16 gigs of RAM. If I need to spend, $150 on a MOBO or $200 on a MOBO and $300 on a video card, so be it. Whatever. I'm done with it. I also thought about flashing my BIOS, which is why I need a USB drive. Because my motherboard BIOS, is a few versions old. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's really cool. This Asus motherboard, it has the BIOS flashback. Have you heard of that? Yeah.
Well, I have an Asus as well, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fucking awesome feature, because flashing your BIOS is the most terrifying, terrible thing you can imagine.
Yes.
But they make it super easy. You just download this file, rename it to, the name that they tell you to rename it, put it in a USB drive in the root directory, plug it into the labeled slot, and then on your motherboard, turn your computer on, and on the motherboard, is it okay? Can it boot into Windows for you to do this? How does it work?
Don't think it goes into Windows.
But it doesn't matter because you don't have to boot.
You boot from the
button. You don't actually like start the computer.
Right.
You just
you
have
boot
it
from
plugged
the
in.
USB drive.
Yeah. Well, what you do is you plug the USB drive in, open up your case, and there's a button that just says USB flashback, and you just hold that button until the light comes on. At least this is the way mine works, and then you just sit there, and the light flashes, and it flashes faster and faster and faster until it stops, and then it's updated.
Huh.
So it actually doesn't do anything on your screen. You don't even have to have it plugged into a computer. You just have to have power to the motherboard for it to update itself.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Which makes it really easy. And so I'm a few revisions behind. I think my version is like a 2013 update. There's been like 4 or 5 since then that say improved stability. So those might be something to try.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, I don't know. But it's just weird because I just seem to have no luck.
Yeah.
And the thing is that like to segue, I played a lot of The Division, like probably like 3 or 4 hours, and I was like, man, I want to pre-order this game. Should I pre-order it for the computer? Because is my computer going to take a poop, and then I won't be able to play this game because of that? I don't know, Adam.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I think I'm gonna end up getting it for PC.
I'm gonna hold off. I would definitely rather play it on PC. Although I heard the PS4 version is incredibly good looking for a PS4 game. Everyone's like, wow, this works. But yeah, so my verdict is I would like to pre-order this game as well. And if you have Amazon Prime, you don't have to pay full price, which is pretty cool.
If you buy a physical copy.
Which is fine. I don't care.
I kind of want a digital one.
It doesn't matter. Adam, the physical copy comes with a digital code.
Does it?
Yeah, Adam, I guarantee you that physical copy...
They don't always.
Well, not anymore, Adam. This is 2016. I'm looking it up on Amazon. Because I'm pretty sure you can buy it on Amazon.
You can buy it with a digital code on Amazon, but then you don't get the price drop.
Really?
Yeah. Because it specifically says, like, pre-order, like, discount on... physical copies.
Yeah. Let's see here. PC. Prime members pay $47.99 for this game. I have a it has to come with a code. I guarantee you. I know it does. It does say PC DVD ROM.
Yeah.
But is that worth $12 to you, Adam?
Kind of. Like, if you still have to put the fucking DVD in every time I want to play the goddamn game.
What are you gonna... What are you, flipping out DVDs constantly? You just leave it in.
I got Fallout in now.
Why do you have Fallout on disc? Why
this
didn't you get a digital copy?
Probably because of this reason. I don't know.
Because you got it cheaper?
Probably.
Probably.
But now there's
How
a
do you
second
not
one.
know?
I don't remember. I just remember buying it. I don't remember. Like,
clearly you don't remember buying it.
I think I probably would have gotten a digital copy if there one available.
Was it a gift?
Otherwise, no. I bought it.
I bought it. So yeah, you don't get the cheaper version.
You know, I think I might have done it because I think the only version they were selling was...
Oh, were they out of keys?
No, I think they might have been... I don't fucking know, dude. I don't even fucking know.
I just want to know, because I would have to think this comes with a code, because they're like pushing this Uplay store front. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Like, because I feel like they really want you connected to Uplay. So
I hate that every company is like doing their own fucking...
Yes, they all have their own.
I know. It's stupid.
You got Origin.
I don't want to have like... Yeah, Origin, Steam.
Well, did you see the latest Humble bundle?
G Galaxy. No, I didn't actually. Ubisoft?
Yes, there's a Humble Ubisoft bundle. Humble Ubisoft bundle. Adam?
Yeah.
I don't know if... Did I update on the podcast my Humble bundle status? My keys were stolen?
You didn't like that, and it was bad.
Okay, but I didn't update what happened since then?
No, did they redeem themselves?
Well, it took them over a month. when they mostly redeem themselves. So the guy was very short with me, but it was like, okay, well, we restored your keys. And, I was like, okay, cool, awesome. So I was like, all right. And almost all the games I wanted. So like the WB pack that had all the Arkham games that I didn't have on PC, I got those. And the other one was the Sid Meier's Civilization pack, which had Civ 4 and Civ 3 and like all the expansions for Civ 5. That was like, that's what I want. Like I got those. And then there was a couple other packs. There was an EA bundle. And I was like, oh, you guys never did the EA bundle, the Origin bundle. And he was like, oh, okay, I got it for you. And they gave me codes for the Origin 2 bundle, not the Origin 1 bundle that I had purchased. So, okay, I don't like any of the games in the Origin 2 one, but like the only shit from the first Origin bundle that I cared about was like games I have on Steam anyway, or I don't really care about playing. So I was like, it's not even worth bothering. Yeah. Long story short, they are not very secure. Redeem your games immediately because getting them back is hard as shit. So they have the Ubisoft bundle, which comes with, if you pay $75, you get the Division, a digital copy, and all the other stuff, and a T-shirt, and 66% off any 3 Ubisoft titles in the Humble Store coupon. Shit. Whatever. But it also comes with the Crew, which I actually kind of want to play. That's $15 for that tier, and I might just do it because it's got the Crew and Assassin's Creed Rogue, which I heard was okay. More games coming soon, but Rayman Origins, Grow Home, Far Cry 3, which I already own, Splinter Cell Blacklist, which I don't own, but $15, half of it goes to charity. Anyway, so they redeemed themselves to me. It took too long, but it was the holiday season, like whatever. Yeah. It's fine. I was like, I don't really care if it takes too long. Because I wasn't fucking playing these games anyway, obviously. Right. But they did eventually return my stuff to me, so I was like, okay, all right, whatever. It's good enough. So, all right. Let's talk about the Division. Let's get into the way the game is. So I have a lot of notes written. And I might have to leave some of my game discussion for next week because we got a lot to talk about with the Division.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Adam. When I started the Division on my PC, my mouse buttons didn't work in the game. And I looked at it, I was like, what? So I got into an encounter with a bunch of guys, and I thought it was weird that I was navigating the menus by moving my mouse around and hitting the space bar to accept. I was like, that's weird. I figured it would click, but it's a beta, So I was like, whatever. And so I get up to the first guys that I run across while I'm running around the city, and I point my gun at them and walk up towards them, and I click, and nothing happens. And I'm like, shit, and they're both chasing me and shooting me, and I jump off a roof and almost die, and then I hide behind a dumpster, and the guys jump down the stairwell and are looking around for me, and I'm like, shit, alt tab, and so I alt tabbed and looked on Reddit, and someone had said, oh yeah, I don't know, it's a weird bug, but sometimes you have to just hit alt tab twice for it to refocus the mouse, and then it worked after that. And I was like, what the fuck? Beta, it's a beta, obviously. Yeah. But after I got my mouse to work, it was a pretty cool game.
Yeah, it is a cool game. I had kind of some technical issues at first too.
Well, it's a beefy game.
It is, but it started out working totally fine. And then I had a problem kind of similar to yours. Except I was using a controller. And just certain buttons my trigger code wouldn't work on the mouse, same as you. And I couldn't switch weapons. And I couldn't use X to pick up shit. Which was the worst. I could tap X, but I couldn't hold it down. I ended up giving up 2 med kits to people wandering around. I got experience for it, but they dropped customizable shit that you could for your appearance.
Yeah.
Couldn't pick it up. And then I restarted, which solved it, but then the shit was gone, and so were my medkits.
Huh.
I was pissed.
Well, you can just resupply your medkits.
Oh, I restock them?
Any of the restock things give you medkits back. And grenades, the generic grenades.
Yeah, 3 frag grenades.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a huge issue, but yeah, I mean, it's a beta, so like those little technical issues are like, well,
I had that, and then it just started crashing, like serially. Like it worked for like maybe 2 minutes, and then I turned down a street and I tried to like load the street and crash.
Game ran butter smooth for me. It was mostly above 30 FPS. I had a couple dips during some of the big areas with a lot of people in them, but not too bad actually. Not really chuggy at all, noticeably.
Well, it was at this point that I realized that it gave me like an error message thing that I read, and it was saying my NVIDIA drivers had shat on the game, and that's why it was crashing. So I, of course, went out and got a quick video card update, because I hadn't updated in the last couple of days, and there was one just out basically right before the beta. It even said in the text, like, learn more about the whatever beta, because NVIDIA had that deal with them or whatever.
Yes, that's true.
So, yeah, they had the sign-up thing for the beta. And, once I updated the drivers, it worked perfect. Like, I didn't have any errors after that of any kind. I didn't see anything wrong.
Yeah, this caused me to update my video drivers as well, because I was like, you know what, I should probably get these updated, because it's been a while.
Smart, I'd done it beforehand. But, but yeah, I think there was one thing I found was kind of weird, and I did a solo encounter. I don't know if you did the one like down in the sewer, where you like have to get the water valve.
Oh yes. It's one of those side missions where it's like protect the water valve.
Right.
Yep.
So I turned the thing. I came in, killed the guys.
Yep.
Turned the thing, and I fought off like 2 waves of dudes.
Yep.
And then like for the last minute, no other dudes came.
Adam, you always fighting off waves of dudes?
Nah, not always.
But when I do, I do it in Tom Clancy's The Division.
Exactly.
Okay. No, I know what you mean. Yep. I played this exact same mission, so.
But like, halfway through, I ran out of dudes. And I thought that was, whatever.
Yep.
But I just kind of like sat around, and the timer went out, and I failed it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was a bug or if like maybe one of the dudes. I kind of ran around because they have flamethrowers.
You failed because you didn't fix the water pressure.
That was the first thing I did. Like I killed all the guys, and I came down there and I turned the valve.
There's 2 valves that need to be turned.
Nobody told me about a second valve.
Well,
like how am I supposed to know there's another valve?
Gabe Newell.
All it told me was to fight off waves of dudes, which I did successfully.
Yeah.
And I thought I was supposed to wait them out. Like,
I had that too.
Valve to turn.
I had that too, where I was
Did you fail
like,
it?
No, I passed it because I was like,
how did you know to turn the other valve?
Because it was like flashing, so I was like, all right, I'll
I
run
don't know.
over
I
there.
was too busy. Like, yeah.
I sat around for a while.
That shit sucked.
Oh yeah, the flamethrower guys are a real.
Were you? Yeah.
I was playing against a guy where I was like, so I went into the dark zone. So I got some dark zone stories too, but I went into the dark zone and I went in the basement or the little subway and was running around some of the contaminated areas, and then randomly random named enemies will spawn with like their like purple life bar showing that they're like an elite.
Right.
And you kill them and they drop loot. So I was like, fuck yeah, my first loot. And he spawned right behind me, and I was like, who's that? And I was like, oh, it's got a name. Is that another player? And I'm like looking at it, and while that's happening, his little like icon below, like near him, is like a little flamethrower that's like dialing up, and I'm like, what's going on there? And it's just, and I immediately died. And I was like, oh,
that shit
named
kills me
enemy
so fast. Yeah.
So actually, he was pretty close to the entrance, and I respawned and ran down there immediately and killed him and got his loot, and it was.
Nice.
Not an assault rifle. It's a single shot, like bolt action. Where I was like, but it was like really low. And I was like, it's like a green quality, like less firepower than my automatic gun. So I was like, meh. Sold it. So the way that game works is it seems like it has a single player co-op experience. Where you're playing against AI guys, which is in the main like hub world.
Yeah.
And obviously you show up in downtown New York, and you show up at this base, and there's like 3 branches. There's a security branch, a medical branch, and what's the third branch?
Tech
branch.
Yeah.
And you have to do missions that unlock like stuff or items through the story to like level those up, and it's actually really satisfying. I think that it's just the medical wing is unlocked for the beta, right? That's the one I picked. And I didn't look at the other one, so I don't know if they were not available. But anyway, the medical wing, I think that's the one that was unlocked. And so you go in there and find like a doctor, and she comes back and she's like, all right, and then you can level up to 1. And like the whole inside of the room like looks better and everything. And I really like the idea of the fact that I'm going to level that up 10 times and it's going to look like a sick ass slick hospital when I'm done. Like, and just that feeling of like progression in this like dystopian world. It's like I'm actually making it better, you know? Like, so that seems cool. And those seem like kind of like how Destiny had the single player missions where you could play them together. Like Adam and I basically played the entire game from start to finish in co-op.
Yeah, totally.
Which is really fun. Like that game was great in co-op. I know a lot of people bitched about the story, but when you're playing it with somebody else, it's not as boring, I guess.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So yeah, we played through that whole game in co-op, and this game seems like it's kind of the same. It's got single player missions that, you know, unlock the story progression. You do stuff, and they drop loot, and you level up your guy and everything.
It's more strategic than Destiny.
Yes, it's a cover shooter.
It's a cover shooter. And you can't like hang out in the open or else you will get murdered super fast.
No, yes. Unless you're fighting an enemy that takes 500 bullets to take down. Apparently you don't get that blessing.
But it's really well done because it's a cover shooter that relies on you going into cover.
Yep.
But a lot of the enemies have grenades and are not afraid to use them.
No.
So you can't like stay holed up in one spot, and but they've given you a lot of cool tools. To get moved from cover to cover. Yeah. You can double tap to, like roll out real fast, and then hit A again like to snap behind cover, or you can like do like a roadie run from cover to cover really quick. And vaulting. It's really easy. It all looks really good too. Like the animation looks great.
The game looks good.
Oh, it looks so good.
This is one of the best looking games I've played. Like, just the New York streets just look gorgeous. Like, holy cow! And I've heard from people that live in New York, they're like, yeah, these streets are laid out like in a way that's recognizable as well. So that seems pretty cool. But yeah, the controls are great. And unlike Destiny, it's not a Halo style shooter. It's a third person, so you're behind the back, and they got some really cool UI elements with the behind the back, the floaty text in the world over things that looks really
very cool.
It's great looking and
sometimes busy, but
cool. I could agree with that. But the missions
also got the Borderlands numbers popping up, so you can see your numbers getting bigger and murdering dudes, damage flying.
Yep. I fought a guy. I was level 7. And I was heading towards a mission thing, and there was a level 7 named guy there, and he just fucking wrecked me. I unloaded clip after clip, and I couldn't beat him. So some of that stuff is kind of weird, I guess. When you think about like I'm unloading clip after clip of this M16 into this dude wearing a hoodie, and he's not going down. You're like,
he's got body armor right there.
I guess, but
Kevlar.
That's a lot of bullets, and I threw a grenade at him that blew up, and he's still standing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a disconnect that's there that isn't there in like Destiny and Borderlands because they're like fantasy worlds, and they're a lot of times you're fighting monsters, and you're like, oh well, you know, they probably could.
It is awesome shooting like a bird though, and seeing like 300 damage pop out of it.
Adam. I didn't kill a single animal when I played.
Actually, neither did I. But
I didn't know you could.
I did. I watched part of a quick look on it, and they shot a bird out of the air and did like 300 damage to the bird.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just Destiny's a pretty good comparison though. Like aside from the cover stuff, they also do a really good job of like doing skills in a way that's somewhat realistic, like in a kind of near future setting type thing. It's still being very useful and like cool, but still realistic. I chose. Did you choose like pulse thing or
what thing?
For your skill, the first skill, did you choose like pulse? Or...
Yep.
Okay, I chose the sticky thing.
You get both, so
you can.
Yeah, you get the next level, you get the other one. So
yeah, I didn't get that far, but
yeah, I know you didn't. You're playing.
But I like too that a lot of them are pretty versatile. Like that sticky one, you hold down the button and you'll throw it like a grenade, and then you can detonate it again afterwards. Yeah. But you can also just tap it, and it'll just like place it at your feet like a trap. So you can, like, if somebody's coming towards you, you can quick tap that and throw it on the ground. Run to the side. When they come after you, you can blow it on them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that even like with one skill, it's pretty versatile.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing with the medical one, like the first aid one. You can either tap it to first aid yourself, or you can hold it down and like shoot your first aid, whatever, at somebody.
Yeah, it's actually. It seems really cool, and I didn't play any. I played solo basically the entire time because I didn't have anyone else to play with, and Adam was unavailable to team up with. He had a dog sitting weekend. You said.
Yeah.
So you were not in your PC area to play.
Yeah, I didn't have my PC with me.
Fair enough. But I mean, it sounds like you missed out, on the fun beta, but also you got enough to know that it's probably a game you're going to want to buy. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is its job and pulled me in.
I agree. I mean, it is definitely like, wow, I like this. I like that. Let's talk about the Dark Zone. Did you go in that at all? I'm going to assume no.
I did not, but I did see some of that footage.
So, Dark Zone is the meat of this game, I think. It's what makes it so cool, because it's PvP, in the Dark Zone.
It can be.
Well, it's a PvP zone, and you can go in with a crew or whatnot. But the idea is basically it's like kind of an open world area with randomly spawning, named enemies and whatnot. I fought a couple. I walked around and found a landmark that was like a sporting goods store, and like a named guy spawned in there with a bunch of dudes, and we fought it out in the aisles of the store and stuff. And he dropped a name like a green shotgun, which I went to go extract. But there's a real like DayZ style tension to the game. Where it's like you can't trust anyone, and you're trying to get your loot out, and they know. And when you get loot, you have a big yellow bag on your back, signifying that you got loot. So shit, you're a target.
It might as well be a target on your back.
It really is, and but every time I didn't have a single issue, because every time I saw like rogue marked people or I heard gunfire, I would just run away. I was like, I'm not going to use this point, like this extraction point. Most extraction points I went to were like, so basically when you want to sell your loot or get your loot back, it's contaminated. It's in the contaminated Dark Zone. So you have to take it to an extraction point, shoot a flare, and a helicopter comes in a minute. So you have to wait there for a minute while the helicopter shows up, and everyone in the entire Dark Zone knows, because that zone will start flashing when someone's doing an extraction. So if someone wants to rob you, they know exactly where to find you. So basically, you shoot the flare and then hide, like run and hide behind something. And a lot of the areas with the extraction have places to hide. But the helicopter, and then the timer runs down, and it's like helicopter here. You know what I mean? And it shows up, and then you can run up to the little thing and throw your bag on, and it takes like I think 5-6 seconds to like. To extract, for you to hook it on, so it's good to go. Right. And you could get shot during that and drop it. So it's real like risky, and you want to and so every time I've gone, it's just been a group of people like obviously hiding. Nobody's talking to each other. We're all like just kind of in our little corners, and then a helicopter will drop its rope, and you see everyone run to the middle and like line by line just drop our thing off and then scatter off to the 5 winds.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious every time. It was just like everyone just like darts out of their like hiding spot to drop off their item and then runs away. And of course I didn't experience this, but what a lot of other people did is that you can go rogue if you shoot someone else. And then everyone can tell that you're a rogue agent, and they'll get extra experience points for killing you.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's kind of one of the things, like going rogue, not only do you have the normal danger, but also you're like flagged to other people. And I think for you, too, if you die, you lose a bunch of experience.
You lose experience if you die, even if you're not flagged, though, too.
Yeah, no, but I think you lose more. Like,
you don't lose
Dark
very
Zone
much
ranking and something.
Yeah, so the idea is that if you're going to go rogue, you need to go in a group. and play smart. You know what I mean? So like, and that's what I saw a lot of, like groups of rogues on the map. And so you just have to like every once in a while check your map, be like, okay, I'm not near the rogue. It's really cool. Like it feels kind of like a survival thriller game mixed with like a loot grinding. And I feel like if you had like a crew of 2 or 3 people, you'd feel a lot safer running around, and maybe a rogue crew would run up on you, or you know, you'd see a single rogue and you could all take them out together. It just seems like a really cool system. And it seems like it's pretty easy to accidentally go rogue if you shoot someone. But the timer runs down pretty quick, I guess, on that. So it's not like, I guess, if you kill a lot of people, your rogue level won't go away. You know, it's kind of like a timer kind of thing. So it's kind of like, you know, risk reward. And I think it plays out really in a cool way. And so those that are like, I don't want to play into the Dark Zone, it seems like there's 2 currencies in the game. There's like Dark Zone level and Dark Zone money.
Yeah.
And then there's other like PvE world money and PvE world levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the Dark Zone like levels just apply to stuff in the Dark Zone. Like certain like areas will be locked off by your Dark Zone level, you know, or there'll be crates that you have to be a certain level to open and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, if you don't want to play the PvP stuff, you don't have to. It seems like you could still get a pretty full game.
I'm curious because I wonder if in the actual like full game, if there won't be like a mission where they're like, "Hey, we need you to get something out of the Dark Zone. Be careful because blah 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 blah." I bet they'll send you there at least once to make you try it out.
I mean, maybe, but like people don't. It didn't like. I was scared at first. Like I was just fearful of everybody. But you have to realize everybody out there like is solo and they don't want to die because they'll lose their shit too, you know. So it's like, it's really only the people that are like out there to kill people you have to worry about. So and of course nobody wants to just start shooting, because if you do that, you know, you could die and then you're fucked. You know what I mean? So it's like usually just, unless you're like out there specifically hunting people, you know, you're not going to want to start a fight with somebody because you just, you know, you're going to get hurt and then someone will steal your shit. Like it's, and it's the only stuff, it's not like people can steal your items or anything. It's, they can really only steal the stuff that you pull that needs to be decontaminated. So like, it's not like you can lose stuff by dying or if someone kills you. You only lose what you're holding at the time. You can hold up to 4 items.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a risk reward thing. I can imagine though, epic shotgun upgrade drops, you're gonna be real fucking nervous.
Yeah.
Running back.
Do you like the shotgun then? I guess. Or?
I do like the shotgun. I got a green shotgun, and even though it was less damage than this SMG that I got, that was really awesome. That shot super fast. The shotgun like one shots people, so I like that. Like if you're up close at 1 shots or 2 shots, guys, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So the gunplay is awesome. The gameplay is cool. I think the Dark Zone is really inventive and neat. And even if you don't like PvP, most of the only way to get items is PvE in that zone, or if you want to kill someone else to steal it. You know what I mean? It's not like everyone's out to shoot each other. It's just everyone's out there to get loot. And whether you kill the guy, you know, that has the loot, like the AI enemy that has the loot, you know, to get the loot, or you kill the guy that's running back to try and return the loot. Like it's all that. So it's not as scary as I initially thought. And there's safe houses and safe zones and stuff in there too that you can hide out in, and you can run along the rooftops and stuff. It's there's a lot of verticality in this game, which I actually really like.
Yeah, that's true. That's cool.
It seems awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, totally. As someone who doesn't generally like PvP, I think this is a cool sounding mode like that.
Yeah, it's more of like a group PvP.
Yeah.
Or group PvE, you know, where you just gotta like trust your group and not anyone else. Yeah. Let's see here.
I will say there was one moment I had in that game that I really loved that was awesome.
Yep.
And that was, I don't know if you did the... I think it was an encounter. I don't know if it wasn't a side mission. It was like an encounter. Somebody with a bounty on him.
Okay.
In like this corridor type thing, where you're like going through ways and ways to do. So you have to climb up at the end, like across these. What are they called? Scaffoldings.
Okay.
Up to like this little bridge area, and she has like a big loot area there. I think with a couple boxes and stuff and some decent shit. But I mean, it was just really cool because, especially if you're playing solo, just like going up against 4 guys, you have to like employ tactics and stuff because some guys like rush you with bats and like other dudes.
Yeah. Like I'd find myself like I'd find myself like seeing a guy like 2 guys go to the left. I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. I can throw a grenade and hit both of them, and then roll out to cover to here to flank the other guy while that's going on. Like, yeah, it does seem really tactical in a way that's neat.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I also felt really, I don't know, it was giving me a sense of accomplishment too because they were all kind of tough because you can't stay out in the open very long, and this uses like a kind of recharging health, not quite like Destiny, but like a sectioned one where if you lose an entire section, you can't get that back. But the section will recharge if you've lost a little bit of it.
Yeah, over time.
Yeah. So I mean, and you also pick up medkits and stuff from guys. So there's kind of balance of like getting low, grab a medkit. You know, it's just.
Or there'll be times when you're like down to like 1 bar of health, and you're like, "Oh shit, the guy I killed has a med kit over there, but I'm getting shot at, so I gotta dive out of cover quick to grab the med kit and hide." You know, like there was some really cool stuff, and
it just kept a really good sense of tension the entire time. And then I got to this like named boss person, and she was the only one like way up above and was like firing down on you. So you have to kill like 2 or 3 guys while she's up there too. Yeah. And then you have to like work your way up the scaffolding and get behind cover before you die. And then there's like a battle just up on this little rooftop kind of area. Just the 2 of you hopping behind cover and stuff. Yeah. And like did a lot of damage. Like even like you said, named person same level as me, but could their weapon hurt pretty bad.
I mean, there was a person I thought I was down in like a second.
Yeah, I know.
I was like Jesus. They're using a real gun, and I'm using a BB gun. Like,
I lost 2 sections really fast. Like, but yeah, then beating that person felt really good because I got like a gun off of them, and then I got like fucking and knee pads or whatever bullshit. There's a bunch of different kinds of armor you can get, like chest armor, gloves, and holster, and backpack and shit. Yeah. I got a bunch of that shit. It just felt really good. Like I felt like I'd earned it. Like I'd gone through like 2 little corridor sections of enemies, like fighting them off with kind of limited space, and then I climbed up under fire to beat this tough chick, and then there was this whole little like room with like 3 or 4 boxes of shit that I could just loot. It was awesome.
Yeah. I love a loot game. I love a shooting game, and this seems to put them together like real well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good marriage.
All right. Let's move on. So that sounds good. I want to talk about an issue with the PC version that I saw pop up in some discussions. So there was a Reddit thread that discussed this, but they found out that the PC version of the Division, which is probably a port of the main version, is probably the console version. The PC is the port, and that most of the stuff that when you play, the calculation wise, is done client side. Yeah, which is bad. There are videos of people giving themselves infinite ammo, infinite armor, infinite health, and running around the dark zone killing everybody because the server doesn't check for like your stats. Your stats are all saved client side, not you know what I mean. So it's very different than a lot of online shooters in that respect. Yeah, and someone's like, that's a fundamental issue, and this game's coming out in 2 months, like not even like a month and a half. Now
they've got to be getting that shit done.
So
a couple weeks beforehand.
They got some anti-cheat work to do because apparently the beta got more and more full of cheating people near the end on the PC. So they need to figure out anti-cheating stuff better, or it's going to be just full of cheaters, which I worry about. Yeah. But that's just one part of the game. The single player part alone seemed cool enough for me to want to play it.
Yeah, totally.
Like a lot of collectibles in the town. Like there's there's like drones that are down that you can like shoot. There's voice recordings that you can pick up to listen to like audio logs of stuff, and
there's an insane amount of like intel shit. Like
it's crazy. It's kind of cool. I like a good played out world like that. But speaking of great worlds, I played more of Pillars of Eternity than Adam did, and Adam bought it when it came out. Adam, what's up with you buying games and not playing them?
I usually do play them for a while, but I kind of have a terrible habit of.
I have the same. Everyone has this habit.
Yeah,
though.
you play it for a while, and then like another game comes out.
Yep.
And you want to finish the other one first, but it'll take forever. You'll be behind the times. You want to talk about it when other people are talking about it. So you stop playing it, you pick up the new game, and then you never get back to it. And new game comes out, and you drop that one. It's just you never. It's an ending cycle of like playing the latest. No,
I agree with you on that. I'm 100%.
Even games I love, like
I know.
I love Pillars of Eternity. It's so, and Divinity Original Sin. I haven't finished that. Like, ugh.
So, speaking of Divinity Original Sin, listeners know that Adam and I have a little Let's Play series of us playing that. That's going up weekly of the Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, because you can play that in split-screen co-op together, which is fun. We had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah.
I wish we would have thought of that earlier in the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Because I would have played a lot more of that game.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. And so I was like, man, I want to play an RPG on my computer, you know? Like, I want a D&D-y feeling, kind of like combat strategy RPG. And like people were like, well, Pillars of Eternity is like old CRPGs. And they were like, you should try out what's it called? Baldur's Gate 2 and all these. And I was like, but this combat's kind of hard, and those games are difficult as fuck to get into.
Yeah,
like I tried playing Icewind Dale, and the game just plops you down. You pick your party. I picked pre-generated ones because I didn't want to deal with figuring stats out. Because I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna play the pre-gen guys. I'm sure they're good enough. Yeah. And it plops you down, and nobody is wearing any armor or has any weapons. And it's like, so you have to go to a vendor and buy everything for each person. And it's like, gee, I don't know. And there's like got THACO because it's based off of AD&D. So I'm like, I don't know.
Finally, you're feeling the claws of THACO.
I agree. It's dumb. But I love it.
That's so ridiculous.
I love the idea. It's like an elegance. It's like communism. The idealism of it, I appreciate. You know, it's very idealistic.
Oh yes,
but in actual use, it is just not. It just does not work. It's too complicated and dumb.
To hit armor class 0.
Yes. What do you need to roll to hit armor class 0? Adam?
God, that's so stupid. Such a terrible.
It's like reverse of the way you think of dealing damage.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I played Pillars of Eternity, which isn't based off of D&D. I also played. Oh my god, I didn't write this down. But someone was like, "You got to get Temple of Elemental Evil, the old game,
I've got that,
with the Circle of 8 mod pack." And Adam, I'm gonna tell you should probably try this game out because it uses D&D 3.5 rules with the Circle of 8 mod, so it like immediately makes sense. Like, you got guys who, like, your first level cleric's got 1 cure light wounds and then like an aid, and then like and you got a rest to get those back and stuff, and like it's really cool. The combat seems, and it's all turn based.
It's like a tactical RPG?
Correct. It's all turn-based. It's not squares, but it's like you have a bar that's like a little hourglass, and you can move like X amount on it, and then that's one action, and then you get a second action, which you can do as like an attack, or if you have 2 bars and you don't have to move, you can attack twice. So basically you have like action points that you spend. It's very similar actually to the way Divinity Original Sin works.
With 3.5. I have to check that out.
And it's not sprite-based. It is polygons, like the little characters are.
Yeah.
And thank God you get dumped a party. And it's actually cool. You pick your alignment of your character, and you can create your own character, or you can pick from the pre-gens. And I picked from the pre-gens because I just wanted to get into it, see how it felt.
Yeah.
And I picked the Paladin because Paladins are my favorite class now. And I made a Paladin Pillars of Eternity as well. Yeah. I just love Paladins.
I'm so way about Alchemists.
Yeah. So anyway, I made a Paladin, and it was just like, okay, I'm lawful good, so you can only pick these guys because these pre-generated characters are all like, can only be like 1 step away alignment wise, you know. So I could get all the, you know, lawful neutral, or, you know, chaotic, or not chaotic good, but the neutral good and the lawful good. Yeah. So we'd all like hang out together basically, and I go in and it's like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. I got 5 dudes to control already. And I walk in, and you start in like a stronghold, like it's called the shop world screen. So like you basically can like leave to go to a shop world, hub world to like, do
Okay.
shopping and stuff. Whatever. It's just
Yeah.
got shops in it, so it just simplifies things. And that's maybe a Circle of 8 mod thing. I was just told that makes the game way easier to play. So,
So,
I'm just gonna,
just out of curiosity, real quick, the Circle of 8 mod, is that part of... Is that just like something you go download somewhere? Or...
yep, it's a fan mod pack.
Okay. So,
Total
but
conversion.
did you get Temple of Evil? Is that like available through GOG? Or...
Yes,
Okay.
and it patches very easily.
Okay, good. That's what I was
You
kind of
just grab the Circle of 8 600 megabyte file, throw it in the directory with the Temple of Elemental Evil exe, and then run it, and then it'll say, install mod, and you hit that, and it takes like 5-10 minutes for it to convert, and then it installs, and you're like, all right, awesome, I'm ready to play. And then
cool.
the cutscenes all flicker because of some new video. It's got some issues.
Yeah, sure.
The mouse acceleration
Screen refresh rates. and
Yep,
shit.
the mouse acceleration causes you screen to just jerk like 500 feet to the left or right when you move your mouse. I tuned it down all the way and it became slightly playable, but it's still jumpy. And I was like, I don't know. There might be a way to fix this. But once I started the combat and I noticed like the D&D rules, I was like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
oh man, like lay on hands, like, oh, I'm liking this. And then having the dice rolls, showing you the dice rolls for your attacks and stuff. And
Nice.
but anyway, so you start off with a crazy group, and I'm like, oh shit, it's like Ice and Dale. But you go to the store, and it's like, buy recommended starting armor set. And it's like, yes. So it just gives your guys like the recommended. So I'm like, I'm not going to figure out 5 classes. Maybe you would, Adam. You're the type of person that might min-max buying the perfect items for everybody. But I was like, I just want to get to the strategy gameplay. Give me, because this level 1 equipment, it's going to get replaced immediately.
That's true.
I'm like, just give me the breastplate for this guy, the sword that he can afford, and the shield. Like, boom, I'm good. And a potion. And so basically it equips everyone with their basic starting gear and a potion. Which I needed because in the first combat, because I'm first level D&D, 2 people died immediately. Became unconscious, and I had to stabilize them. And then, you have to stabilize the every turn. When it gets back around to them, if they haven't stabilized, you roll to stabilize, or they lose 1 hit point and they go, -3. It's like, oh shit, this is D&D. This is a D&D ass shit. But I played Pillars of Eternity, and I'll talk about it more next week maybe. I'll save that for next week because I want to play more of it. But I was worried because I don't like the real-time combat as much.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But Pillars of Eternity does a really good job of onboarding the systems to you.
Yes.
Because you start off as a single person running around, fighting, really simple battles. And then you get 2 people. And then you go to like the training dungeon, and that has like a couple puzzles and things and encounters that aren't too difficult. And you have 2 people to control. And then you get out into the world, running around, as yourself, and you do stuff. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't like throw a ton of systems at you right away. You only got 1 attack. You only got your attack and like 2 special things you can do at first level. So it's not crazy. And then you go to the first town, and the fucking story in this game is amazing. Like holy shit, it is well written, and like it has a really deep realized world, and like the characters are voice acted, and it's awesome. And you meet people, and they join your party, and it's cool. And I felt like I was making real friends. Like I was talking to this guy, and I was like, "Oh, this guy seems cool," because the way he's written, I'm like, "Oh man, I want him to join me." And it's like, "Hey, maybe we could go on the trail together." And I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes." And I was like, "Yay, he's my friend, my wizard friend."
Yeah.
And then I got a fighter friend, and
I like the fighter guy actually quite a bit.
oh, I know, he was really cool.
I think his
Yeah.
name Actually, all the characters are really good. Like,
Oh my god! And then you can also recruit rando guys.
oh yeah,
For not that much money. Actually, I recruited 2 random guys, so I had a party of 5 then.
Yeah.
I was rolling around and going through in that hub world, first world, you got like or the first city, you have there's like a church that you can go into the basement of, and there's like kind of a dungeon down. Oh, so you've been there? You said you hadn't done any of that.
What? No, I thought you were talking about something else.
No, that's the first city's name.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I've gone way past that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you've played more than me.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm probably 3 or 4 hours in, and I've kind of run around a lot in that dungeon. And
I thought you said I think you said the first big city is what I thought you said.
Oh, well, I meant the first real city.
Okay.
It's not very big.
Yeah, no, it's not big. There's way bigger ones. So
Yeah, and there's a cool quest where I met this guy in the road, and he was like, "Oh, my friend got mauled by a bear." Or like, "Oh shit, don't go up into the cave. There's a bear." And I believed him. I was like, I better get to town. I gotta rest. I'm kind of like hurt from being in that cave and stuff.
Yeah.
And fighting a couple guys on the road by myself. So I was like at half like health HP. And the system's kind of weird. So you have like health that regenerates every combat, but your HP so you have like 500 health.
Oh yeah, it's
and like
it's
82 endurance.
System. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Your health, your endurance goes down during a combat, and it can't reach 0 because then you'll pass out. But your health is like a big pool, and so then when the combat's over, your health goes down to refill the endurance.
It's not even actually after combat. It's just as you go.
Yeah. Either way, the idea is that like you have like a big health bar, and then each combat you got a little chunk of it that can get taken down at a time. And so you have this big pool of health that you got to manage, and it's like, oh shit, everyone's getting low on their health. It's time to rest,
Yeah.
And you can camp out. And the thing that works, I like turn-based combat better because it's easier. I don't feel as pressured. The thing that works is that this game defaults to half speed during combat.
Yes.
Which is way more than enough time to make decisions.
It totally is, yeah.
So it makes it way more playable. And then you can just, hit spacebar to go back to full speed, and you're like, okay. Or you can hit spacebar to pause and like be like, oh, no, you go over to that guy. And then it brought me back to like, oh, you know what? I played KOTOR, and that worked. Because KOTOR, one of my favorite games of all time, probably in the top 20 easily.
Yeah.
That's an action-based RPG that doesn't let you do turn-based. It's all real time. So, and I was able to play that and enjoy it. So I think I can get around it. So I'm looking forward to it. Playing more of that.
It's good.
I'm excited. It scratched the itch of RPG PC that I enjoyed, and it doesn't have the issues that old CRPGs do that are like, oh, this is too complicated. Like you have to read the manual like full cover to cover to understand this.
Right.
Whereas this just like, no, it slowly tells you the systems as you get through it, and has a badass story, and the fact that like your like stat points affect cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Like so when the giant windstorm that happens like early on in the game, and the guy that's with you is like gonna get sucked out into the windstorm. You gotta save him. And like there's I guess like a zombie or something that's coming out of the wind to grab him. Yeah. And I don't know what you did, but as a paladin, I didn't have the agility to do like grab him or whatever. Yeah. I had the option to throw my sword to hit the enemy, and it says that you think you can make this shot, or you're not. You don't think. It's like you definitely know that you can make this throw. Like, and so I was like, all right, fine, throw the sword. I got to save this guy. Like, come on. And so I saved him, but he got like a gash on his shoulder from the guy, and he was all hurt. But you throw the sword at him, guess what happens?
What happens?
I didn't have a sword. I didn't have a sword anymore.
Nice.
And I was like, fuck yeah, this is an
when
RPG.
games do that, yeah.
It's like, yep, there's a consequence. Yeah. But, I found a sword pretty quickly as loot somewhere, and I was like, all right, I found an axe that I was using. It's fine. And then everybody died anyway, so whatever.
So what class were you, actually?
Paladin.
All right, Paladin, right. Oh, wait, oh yeah, there are paladins in that. Yeah.
Yep, there are.
I actually just found the NPC paladin, like the.
Oh yep. Oh, yeah. She's cool.
She is cool.
Isn't she? She's a godson or godlike or what are they called? God children. What are they called?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think they're.
They might just be called godlikes because they're like.
No, what was the second thing you said?
I don't know. I made up words.
I don't remember. But yeah. A god touched or something.
Oh, God. Oh, that sounds... Oh, my God. It's literally just called godlike. It's the second... Yeah, so the godlike are children of the kith who've been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods.
Yeah.
So they often like have
animal people, kind of.
Not even like animal
feathers
people.
Or
they have like, depending on what god, there's avian godlikes, so they may have feathers and stuff, but there's also nature godlikes, so they may have like trees kind of growing on them. There's fire guys. There's death godlikes that have like scary like crowns of like negative energy on their heads and stuff, or they have horns. So basically the idea is that like you just have like some of like the attributes of a god like in your DNA basically. So yeah, that's a really cool idea for a class, and they look really wicked. Like but yeah, the avian paladin's like is a godlike avian, and she looks badass.
She does look badass.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm digging the game. Looking forward to playing more.
Can you guess what class I was?
Monk.
Yes.
Hey-o! Yeah, and we know what we like.
Yeah.
I like a good survivable sword and board tank guy that can heal himself. I like Paladin. I never played Paladin in World of Warcraft.
Weird.
I know. I should. Yeah. Adam, maybe I should subscribe to World of Warcraft.
No.
But Adam, there's a new expansion coming out, and I gotta get ready, and I could play Paladin from scratch, and I'll kill myself. I want to play Paladin now. Oh no! Why have I said this? The World of Warcraft bug. I've been bit by it. Shit. I want to play it really bad now. I seriously is like an addiction. Like, because just talking about it now makes me like want to resubscribe. Like, no joke.
Wow.
I know. Another thing, Adam.
Yes.
I am now the owner of 3 amiibos.
It begins.
It does begin, but not really. Because one of the amiibos I got with my Wii U.
Okay.
So that didn't count. And I bought 2 of them on Amazon.
Okay.
I got Tom Nook. I'm holding in my right hand right now.
Nice.
Because fucking Tom Nook is awesome. He's one of my favorite characters. And I got Chibi Robo from Amazon because I like the way Chibi Robo's amiibo looks. It's like a little robot with a plug on his head. He's like holding this plug up. Chibi Robo
came with
they didn't come with anything. I bought these separate.
Which one came with the Wii?
Oh, yes. My the Mario, the Pixel Mario.
Okay.
Which looks awesome.
Okay, cool.
So I bought these only because they were both $5 on Amazon with free shipping. And I was like, I kind of want an amiibo, you know? Join the party, $5. I like the way the Chibi Robo one looked. And Tom Nook's one of my favorite characters. So I was like, $10. I got 2 amiibos. I'm not paying more than like $5 for an amiibo. Because they're dumb. They're little statuettes. But they're really, to give them credit, they're really nicely painted, actually. Yeah. Like, these look really nice. Like,
well, there you go. You should think of them as little collector statues.
No, I'm not collecting them. I'm buying the ones that were on sale that I like.
But what about Zero Suit Samus?
I don't care. I don't really care about Samus. I might buy Toon Link, although Toon Link costs $60. Because apparently they're rare.
Yeah.
And that's dumb. Anyway, I'm not a collector type guy, though. I don't really end up collecting very much, so. Yeah. Anyway, we got to get going.
Yes.
Adam watched a movie, but we can't even talk about that because we got to get on because we're already burning through time here, Indeed. Adam.
I know.
And we haven't even gotten to our game preevs.
No, we have not.
We may have to do a 3-part of preevs.
I think so.
We might get just through a month because we got some news I want to talk about before it gets too far past anyway.
Okay.
Because news is topical. And we got all the way to... We're through February. We got March releases to talk about yet. And one of them we already talked about, so we can get through this. EA Investor Call happened last Friday.
Okay.
New Titanfall and new Battlefield all within the next 15 months, the next fiscal year.
Does not surprise me.
Does not surprise me, but new Titanfall surprises me. Because not like a surprise, but I'm excited because I really like Titanfall. So
sure.
Other than the fact that it didn't have staying power, it was really good game.
Kind of figured that would actually be out like this fall. I
think it will be.
You think so? Okay.
Oh yeah, but they just said in the next 15 months. So one of them, it's coming out soon, basically.
Okay.
And Mass Effect Andromeda should be out fiscal year 2016. So that's all the way to March 2017, I guess, is how the fiscal year works, or April or something like that. Adam? Did I lose you? Oh boy, I don't know who's lost. I'll keep talking into the world. But anyway, so that happened, and Adam will reconnect with us as we get through. Go back to my notes. So yeah, I knew Mass Effect was supposed to be coming out this year, and that was what they said, 2016. But it seems like fiscal year 2016 means could be March next year, could be early next year. But it's exciting. Hey, you're back.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was just talking about Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
So that should be...
I was hoping it'd be out this year.
Yeah, it could be. But they were kind of gauging themselves, giving themselves some leeway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, awesome that's coming out soon, though. You know what I mean? Like, we don't... I'm not going to have to wait to the end of 2017 to play this game.
Yeah,
like, it is,
I'm super glad about that. Because I am itching for a new Mass Effect.
Oh my god, some of the best games. I haven't finished 3.
Oh my god, John.
Is that on PC?
Probably.
I might just buy it. Play it again, because I have it on Xbox, and my Xbox doesn't read discs anymore, so...
I know people didn't seem to like that one as much, but I like that one.
I don't. I think that was because 2 was so good.
2 was really good. But...
Mass Effect 3 is not available on Steam. It might be on Origin, though.
I actually really liked the changes they made to Mass Effect 3.
I like the story in 3. The characters, seeing them again, and I like the gameplay.
Yeah.
I like the multiplayer I played a bunch of.
I like the stuff they did with the... Yeah, I think the gameplay and like the powers and shooting was a lot better, and having the melee attack was awesome.
What the fuck Battlefield are they going to put out?
Who cares?
Yeah. You know what's crazy, Adam? Battlefield 4?
5.
Battlefield 4, right, Adam?
Yeah.
They released a new map pack like a month ago as part of the premium. Like, that premium cost $60, but they fucking put out like 12 map packs. It was like 24, not 12 map packs, like 6. But it was like 24 extra maps.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus. They really supported that game.
Yeah.
So good on them. And I hope it's like the next big Battlefield. And I hope they go back to World War II.
I don't know if I hope that.
I am itching for a World War II Battlefield. Because I played...
Maybe they'll go back to like Battlefield 20 something.
Oh, Future?
Yeah.
Like maybe.
That's what Call of Duty did.
That's played out. Exactly. Go the other direction.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, like, Battlefield hasn't even gone there, though.
No, they did. 2142.
Yeah, it was like forever ago, though.
Yeah, it was. It was forever ago. But anyway. So, yeah, we'll see. That's something to look forward to at E3, which EA will not be at. But they will have a press conference the night before, so we'll have to watch that. And apparently Tales of Symphonia came out on PC, and I was kind of kicking myself because I had actually bought the PS3 version on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was on sale for $20. And I was like, oh, shit, I love Tales of Symphonia. I never finished it. Yeah. It's like a gorgeous-looking, cel-shaded game with an incredible story.
Yeah.
Like, just world... like changing alternate worlds, kind of like you know the story of that game, right?
I know, like I didn't get to play very much of it.
Okay,
but...
so I'll just go through the basic premise and not spoil too much. I haven't finished the game, but the idea is that like the world is like this cataclysmic event is going to happen. The world's going to die, basically, and you're like, and your kids are like the girl that's with you is like a priest prophet that's like she's got to go to the place to do a ritual to like keep everyone safe, and some shit goes down. And then there's like a big giant tower in the world that connects, and you go through the tower to another alternate dimension planet. And they're having the same thing, and then it turns out like these two planets are going to crash into each other, and both of your worlds are going to end. You have to stop it. I may be spoiling a bit, but I mean, fuck. I mean, there's no details there. It's just that's all I remember is that like it gets real big and real epic and grand, and the art's great, the music's great, the dialogue's awesome and fun.
All those Tales of games are really good.
Yeah. In a dying world, legend has it the chosen one day will rise, and the land will be reborn. Yeah, and then I guess the land being reborn is like Earth exploding, basically, and you have to stop it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's kind of got a weird like time-based like combat system that's kind of action-y.
Yeah.
But I remember really liking it, and you could play co-op too, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is on PC. It doesn't seem to say that, but anyway, the PC version is broke as shit.
Oh, really?
Apparently, yes. Let me read the Kotaku article where they talk about that. Let's see here. So it is this NeoGraph thread. Let's see. What we got? Game resolution is locked at 720, no matter what you pick. The different languages are broken. Besides English, so I guess the font that they use kind of breaks some of the characters in other languages, so
wow. Yeah.
that's messed up. The localization is saved in a .txt and a .csv file,
Oh my god.
which is insane. So no wonder it's broken as hell. The game is locked at 30. That's fine. I mean, I don't. That doesn't really bother
Especially
me.
in a game like this.
It's like, come on,
matter.
like it's not a Twitch game.
Yeah.
The 720p thing is kind of like, really? Like, okay. It has new typos. This NeoGraph thread goes into the screen, the menu screen, where you can have battle controls, controls with an extra O in it.
Yeah.
Some of the PS3 button control prompts are still listed in there, even if you're using an Xbox. It has I guess it still has some of the PS3 button controls, because this is obviously a port of the PS3 version that came out, which I bought. So it sounds like maybe the PS3 version I have is good enough.
Yeah.
Apparently it has random crashing a little bit. The Steam overlay could be a problem with that. There's only 6 save slots. That's all you get.
For a PC game?
Yeah, I know, right? Opening the config and save menu can take up to 30 seconds to load.
Oh my god, really?
And it uses a DRM called VM Protect that rewrites your exe file every time it starts.
Oh my shit.
So if you have like windowed commands and stuff attached to the running of it, it just redoes it.
Damn.
And something to chuckle about. Apparently the one who's in charge of the discussion forums for the port on Steam, his Steam name was Lazy Mofo. And someone called him out, and his port seemed to have been done by a lazy mofo, and he changed his Steam name. Pretty bad. I don't know. I mean, they've released a statement saying, we are aware there's issues, and we're working on fixes right now. So, yeah, it sounds like it's playable, but janky.
In other words, you didn't realize you'd bitch so much.
Yeah. So I'm that's cool. But I guess I was like, oh man, I should just wait and get a PC version. But it seems like that one's kind of busted. Although it's probably get fixed pretty quick. I mean, those all seem like real simple issues to fix. You know,
it's so hard to tell nowadays, like whether a PC port is going to be good or bad. Like,
it's such a roll of the dice.
Yeah, because like so many games are developed for console primarily now, and ported to PC. That I mean, with this new generation, you'd think it'd be better because they're based on like, similar architectures to PC. But yeah, it's a roll of the dice. Some of them are just really shitty. Some of them are wonderful. Like Division was awesome. Fallout 4 is better on PC. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's a toss up. And then like others like just fucking broken ones. Like I think what was it, Arkham Knight or something? That was just like
a news came out about that too, Adam. Newsflash.
Yeah.
The game will not be on Mac and Linux. The planned Mac and Linux ports are not going to happen.
Yeah, that's
who would have thought? And
surprised just getting around to saying that now.
Yeah, there's another news item I wanted to talk about, but we'll save that for a slower news day because it's not as pertinent. Mario Maker went down for a while.
Oh yeah.
Their servers they just did emergency maintenance to patch something. And there's an interesting story that has been uncovered as to what happened. Turns out an exploit was found by someone on YouTube it basically broke the game. Like you could cheat through levels, so like super hard levels could be cheated through. And I'll talk about it next week. I'll tant that because it's kind of a long story, interesting and weird because Nintendo is very dumb.
Yeah.
they
It's so
fixed
out of
it.
touch. Like,
It is so out of touch. I mean, like, yeah, it's just this guy is like trying as hard as he can to get them to fix it. He's like emailing them and it's like, hey, check out this video. It's broken. I have this video on private. Only you guys can see it. I just want you to fix it. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, I'm gonna email. He emailed someone's LinkedIn to try and get them to look at it, and so they banned his video for copyright infringement, and then put out a patch saying fixes, and did not credit him or tell him that he found it. But after the fix happened, the exploit was gone. So basically, they just shoved it in his face.
yeah.
And even though he helped them find a bug, like a lot of times in like development and stuff, like, you know, I know Google, Microsoft do this stuff. It's like, if you find a bug and can fix it and email them about it, they'll give you money.
Yeah.
Or thanks, you know, because it's like, oh shit, you found something for us. Thank you so much. We'll roll out a patch and we'll credit you and, you know, give you some cash, because they usually have bounties for stuff like that a lot of times. For people to find. So anyway, we got to move on, because I don't know what time we're at here, but it's got to be. We're
I think probably about 5 to 10 minutes from where we usually would end.
Yeah. We got about 10 minutes. Okay, perfect. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? TRIMPS. Let's talk about TRIMPS quick,
Okay.
because I don't really want to talk about it again. So
All right.
we're gonna save your Psych and Penny Dreadful talk for next week.
Yeah.
I'm adding those to next week. Adam, vamp for a second while I type
Okay. I will say.
TRIMPS.
No, I was gonna say D&D 5e has been added to Hero Lab.
Nice.
Now
Finally.
that the SRD has been, they got an SRD for 5th edition now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
and a place for people to called DM's Guild, where people can submit content to wizards and sell.
Nice.
Like homebrews and other kind of crazy stuff, classes and shit.
Well, that seems good, because I love Hero Lab.
Yes, Hero Lab is awesome.
And then you watch Psych as well. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, Penny Dreadful also not a film.
What is that?
It's a Showtime show.
Okay. Sorry. Penny Dreadful and Psych. We'll talk about those next week, and I'll tant Super Mario 3D World and the Talos Principle, which I also played. But let's move on to TRIMPS, because we both played this. We can talk about it.
We did.
So, if you don't know what TRIMPS is, your head's in the sand, because you don't know clicker games, do you?
Yeah, I did not know until very recently.
So clicker games are like progress games where you're just basically going through the world and making bars go up faster and faster.
Yes.
And TRIMPS, I guess, deals in it, and TRIMPS is just completely the most like bastardized version of this I can see, because it's just all numbers and graphics. There's no like cute pictures of your little TRIMPS doing stuff. There's no like graphical layout. It's just here are bars and numbers and skills to add points to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've played a lot of these clicker games lately. Do you play Cookie Clicker?
I don't play any clicker game.
But did you play Cookie Clicker when it was out?
No, I don't play any. I don't play clicker games.
Okay, Adam, do yourself a favor and play Cookie Clicker. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, you just click on the screen, cookies.
Yep. Do you know the game though? Do you know like the stuff that happens in it, like the end game Cookie Clicker?
Not really. I thought you can make like factories and like stuff.
Wow, Adam, I'm gonna tell you have to play Cookie Clicker.
I don't think I do.
Adam, let's just say you open up a portal to another dimension, and some Lovecraft shit happens to the game.
Okay. That's cool.
And
I don't want to play a clicker game that long.
Well, all I'm saying is it's fucking awesome.
I believe that.
Because the grandmas become cultists. And
Oh my god.
It's awesome, actually. It has a really weird Lovecraftian twist to that game at the end, because your greed for cookies has led to world-ending possibilities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it actually has a kind of a fun depth to it that is missing from a lot of clicker games. Because that was kind of the point. Because I played Candy Clicker, or what was it called? Candy... Land? What's that candy game?
I have no idea.
Oh my
Candy
god.
Stand.
Candy Box. Candy
Candy
Box.
Box. I don't know.
The Candy Box.
Okay.
So that's like a clicker RPG as well. That's all like ASCII based, basically.
Okay.
With little ASCII art. And you have like a farm, and you plant candies and cookies and all that stuff. But it has a really weird, deep, complicated, twisted story to it as you get deeper and deeper into the candy land. That is just kind of neat, you know? And that was kind of like what all these clicker games were. You had Frog Fractions too. That wasn't a clicker game, but it was the same idea, that it was kind of this innocuous game that turned into this really complicated and deep art kind of thing, which is neat. But it seems like all the clicker games are now just like, no, we're going to sell you premium currency to click faster. You know, it's like, that's kind of what TRIMPS isn't necessarily a clicker because you don't do any clicking. You know what I mean?
You don't like click on objects, but you like
no, but
click
like
on commands and
but like time clickers, cookie clicker, clicker hero, tap titans, you're actually physically clicking enemies to kill them. And this one, you're just like doing like it's just basically a town management simulator.
I was gonna say it's like a management sim. If the management sim were basically an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That just continually updated.
Yeah, but there's actually some pretty cool stuff with like updates, and there's like zones that you level through, and that you can unlock map fragments to like do maps that unlock like special gear and stuff. Actually, there's some depth to it. There's some depth to this that I like.
I hate to call that depth, but yeah, I guess.
And nothing is more satisfying than waking up in the morning to find your computer turned off, and then turning your computer on to log into Congregate to find that your TRIMPS have made 16 million food, and then you can buy the barn upgrade for 4 million food that doubles the amount of food that they can hold, so that tomorrow they'll have 32 million food, and you can spend 8 million to double that. Yeah, I don't know. These clicker games, man. TRIMPS is fun though. It's just called TRIMPS, and it's on Congregate.
Yeah.
.com.
These
are dumb.
Give it a go. I just wanted to. I'd never played a clicker game before. I wanted to try it.
But you get it, right?
I mean,
you get it though. Like there's something that's like just like, oh, I just stay here for another second and buy this upgrade, and then I'll have more when I come back later, kind of like thing.
It's a Skinner box with a very fast return.
Yeah.
Kind of, because you're.
What
always,
I'm saying is, like, I
always
think
something to do. You're always getting rewarded for more.
Yeah, I think this is like what old people do with slot machines.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm just getting that now through like video game. I'm collecting fragments and gems, and going through Zone 14, you know, and fighting a snimp right now. 48 of my TRIMPS are fighting a snimp. You know, and then next, I don't know what will they fight next. I don't know, because I need to level up their daggers and boots with the metal that I've mined, so that they can fight these snimps better and last longer. It's such a loot, you know, like loop that is. I don't know. It's just sad. I don't know. It's fun. Something to do while you're like browsing articles, you know. Yeah. And you just flip back to that and level up your TRIMPS. All right, let's go. Let's finish the podcast.
Okay.
With March game preevs.
Yes.
Adam, what's the first game I have on there? Do you have it open?
Twilight Princess H Dizzle.
Yes, Twilight Princess HD, which is coming out on the Wii U, and it has its own amiibo, and I suppose it has amiibo support for all of your amiibos.
Oh, does it have like a whatever that weird crazy Midna
Yep.
amiibo?
Yep, it's the Midna riding the wolf.
Nice.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. I never played. Did you play any of that game?
I played like an hour of it.
Okay.
Because I like was visiting my uncle and I wanted to see what the new. Because I'd played through all of Ocarina of Time. This is the first one after that.
Nope.
Well, other than fucking Majora's Mask, which was
nope.
What?
Wind Waker, you motherfucker.
Oh, that's whatever.
That's the best one. So.
No, Ocarina of Time is the best one.
Nope.
But
Ocarina of Time can suck a dick.
Yeah, you can say it.
Fucking water temple. Bullshit.
I didn't have that much trouble with the water temple. I don't know why everybody does.
Was lost for hours, and I was like, I'm done. I'm sure it'd be fine now when I have internet to look up shit, but then I didn't have any way to figure it out.
It was kind of annoying, but it wasn't that bad.
That's a great game.
It
No,
is.
no question. But I liked Wind Waker more. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
I forgot. Wind Waker was good, actually.
this game was not as critically well received. I think people thought it was all right.
Yeah.
And it suffered the problem that they put it out both on the GameCube and the Wii U.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, or the Wii. And everyone was like, oh, the Wii version's slightly different. And people were like, I don't know. And I didn't have a Wii. And the GameCube version got rare because I guess they didn't print as many. And it was just like, I'm not going to bother. I just missed it, you know? So maybe I'll play it, but I've heard it's not so great. I guess the story didn't seem as interesting, and the art style was like, you know,
I would totally just like.
they did
I
like
don't know.
it's like Grim Link. Like, let's make it darker.
Yeah.
you know?
Cool.
No,
I.
you're what's wrong with America.
Well, it's not everything has to be grim and dark, but I mean,
Zelda is not something that should be grim and dark. Zelda should be fun and
I think at this point,
adventuring. Fucking Miyamoto created Zelda because
Oh
as
my
a kid,
God.
he ran around in a forest pretending he was a hero. Not like fucking, I've got to kill the goblins. Like, come on. Is he going to talk
Was
in the
that-
Batman
was-
voice
I was gonna
next?
say, was that Batman?
No, that's what's going to happen. That's what we're going towards. That's what you
Listen.
want.
Nah. I think it's okay to have a darker one.
And they had it, Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
It's got the word Twilight in it.
Exactly.
Fan fiction.
Oh, don't come on.
Well, I'm just saying. It's the
Wind
Twilight.
Waker.
It's the Twilight of the Zelda series.
Ooh, the wind blows.
You wake the wind, Adam.
Waking
You
it
awaken it with your conductor wand.
That's how boring it is. The
King of Red Lions, motherfucker.
fucking wind is sleeping. It's so boring.
All right. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not super amped for this, but it's coming out. And maybe if people are like, hey, it fixes some of the problems of the game, and if you didn't play it the first time, maybe you should pick it up. Maybe I will, because I like a Zelda game, you know?
That's the thing. Like,
Turns out.
the more of this they do, the more I actually want to buy a Wii U and get like
Yeah.
the master version of Wind Waker and
Oh, God, the remastered version of
Princess.
Wind Waker, Adam.
yeah,
You will cry at how beautiful it is in 1080p.
I'm sure.
It looks so good.
I bet it does.
Oh my god, the art and the fucking characters are so fun, and the ocean looks gorgeous. And I've been playing it, so.
Yeah,
All right, Heavy Rain getting ported to PS4.
yeah.
Did you ever open your copy?
I never. I think I took the plastic off.
Okay.
I don't
You
know if
haven't
I
played
actually
it?
loaded the disc.
Okay.
The funny thing is, I think I downloaded a digital version of it later on PS3.
Yeah, I was thinking it was free on PS3.
Maybe
Was
not. I
it?
don't
No,
know.
no, it wasn't.
No.
You just bought it again because it was like $5 or $10.
I installed it, I think.
Ah.
But I don't know if I don't think I ever started it even.
Huh.
I don't know. I'd like to play this still at some point.
I would too. It seemed kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's got that naked lady in it.
Also that, yeah.
You remember that? That whole hullabaloo
I
that
remember
they
there
like.
being like a thing where you had to like try to escape somebody, like you got out of the shower and
Yeah, but she's not naked in the game. But you could pull. I guess they modeled her naked, so you could pull the data out. The same thing happened with Ellen Page, with Beyond Two Souls.
yeah.
There was nude Ellen Page mod. And they're like, huh? They modeled her nude body. I guess obviously she didn't pose nude for this, so somebody
Maybe she
made up
did.
fake boobs. I doubt it. I don't think she would have done that.
Probably not.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Kind of an action adventure game, but weird. And I like the idea of that game where like
do
your
too,
choices stick.
Yeah.
The game that came out Until Dawn is kind of similar in some ways. I've heard where it's kind of like you play through a story and your choices, characters can die if you make the wrong choice, you know, and like get to that. Whereas this Heavy Rain's more of like a mystery game, whereas that's more of a horror game. But I do want to play
die.
Until Dawn though, because that looks fun as hell.
And Heavy Rain as well. But yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Division, we talked about that
We
ad
talked about
nauseum,
that, yeah.
and then Hitman got delayed to March from the holiday season.
Yeah.
And they announced that it's going to be an episodic game, which was like, okay. What? So originally Hitman was supposed to be out in the fall. And now on March 11th, they're going to start with the prologue mission and Paris location available. followed by the next location, Italy, to release in April, then Morocco in May, and then from then, Hitman will deliver regular monthly content updates, including 3 additional locations, Thailand, US, and Japan. Season concludes in Japan later in 2016. And so the cool thing with this game, that seemed like, Adam, was that they were going to make a Hitman game that was more of like a multiplayer experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it was like, not like you're trying to hit other people that are playing, but they would be like, okay, so-and-so character has got a hit out on him, and then everyone... So kind of like how Spelunky had like a daily challenge, that game, where it was like everybody in the world could play the same map from Spelunky each day and compare, like on the leaderboards, how well you did. It's like, everybody, this guy's got a hit on him this weekend only. You kill him, you'll get special stuff, and you'll get points on the leaderboard. You know what I mean? So the idea is this kind of like a asynchronous multiplayer experience, which seems kind of cool, actually. And the idea is that the whole world is going to be like open world locations with like randomly procedurally generated hits that happen to kind of add. I don't know. It seems like kind of a neat idea as a switch up for the game. You know?
I mean, I guess this is kind of where this kind of game should go, probably.
Yeah.
Like, because, well, I don't know. Do you think the procedurally generated hits and stuff will be as good as...
I hope so.
Because one of the great things about the Hitman games is, at least the earlier ones, I haven't played a whole lot of the later ones.
Exactly. I played Hitman 2 a ton.
Yeah, exactly. I played that first mission where you go into the house to kill that dude.
Yep.
Like, probably 1,000 times.
Yeah, it was fun.
And there were just, like, the more times you did that,
Yep.
you would just find, like, a billion different ways to do it.
20
like,
or 30 ways.
Yeah, like, you could, like, take out this delivery guy, wear his clothes, and then get up to him. You
Walk
could,
up
like,
to the front door
poison
with
shit.
roses.
You could do all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I just...
You could even go in guns blazing. And that was fun, too.
But I wonder if, you know, because you could tell that by design, that's the way those were. Like, you could tell they'd placed shit in places where, like, okay, I can see what's going on here. I could do this, or I could do this, or whatever. I wonder if having procedurally generated hits will allow that same kind of...
Well, I guess I don't want to say they're procedurally generated. I wonder if it's not going to be procedurally generated.
Yeah.
As much as it's going to be... They're going to release maybe variations on each like scripted like hit sequence. The thing is that nobody really knows because they haven't really said what they're doing. They're just the kind of the idea that is that they'll be like, this weekend we got a special event where you got to kill this guy in the thing, and everyone's got the same like layout. So maybe they'll have like 20 or 30 hits planned for that location, and then like each weekend they'll unlock a different one, or maybe this weekend you won't be able to use your handgun for this mission, you know, and try that way. You know what I mean? Like, just ways to change it up. We'll see. I'm you know, tentatively excited. The nice thing about the episodic, right, is that I think they had the whole game planned out to be 60, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the idea is that they're going to be like, hey, if you want to play the prologue in Paris, $15. You can play the next Hitman game for $15.
See, that's tempting because
And
I probably wouldn't drop $60 on a new Hitman game.
Exact same here.
But $15 to try,
Just to
like,
try
the first
it?
area, it seems like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a cool idea, especially if they will stick to the monthly updates costing $10 each subsequent pack will cost. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's not bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, pay $15 and like the next month you're like, I'm digging this game. I'll buy the what's the next Italy pack. And then, you know, in April I'll buy you know, Morocco, you know, whatever. That seems cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I
it could be
wonder.
neat. We'll see.
I wonder if the way the game is designed, if like say, I played what's the first one? Paris, and I was like, yeah, okay. I played it for a month. Italy was coming out like, nah. But then I was like, oh, Morocco looks awesome. I wonder if I could.
I bet you can.
You think so?
I think so.
You think you can get like Morocco and just like never see Italy or whatever?
Because I honestly think that like this isn't like a story that's episodic. I think it's like, I think it's just maps.
See,
this is like
kinda
next
disappoints
location.
me though. Like I understand.
I never really cared about the story in Hitman. The story of Hitman was how cool my hit was because I did all this cool shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right, but I don't know. I feel like I want some kind of narrative.
Well, we'll
my
see.
game. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, even if it's kind of shitty, like at least give me some reason why I'm.
Some reason to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Other than just I like money and I like to kill people. Although, I mean, that's
I like them
too,
both.
I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, Adam, I think that's going to do it for this week.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in with me. Thank all the listeners for tuning in. You can find us at bornintheeighties.net.
Yep.
I posted a recipe on the website.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yep, I posted it so you can see how I make a turkey Denver omelet egg bake.
That looked pretty good.
It is actually really easy and really tasty, so highly recommend that. And I guess my computer's been stable this whole time, no hiccups. So, but I'm sure it'll crash at midnight again. That must be a Windows update thing.
I think it probably is.
Because I noticed it did a Windows update where it restarted the computer and like had all that like we're preparing the next update for you like screens and everything, and it's been kind of janky since then. So I hope it's software that'll get fixed within next week's update or something, a hot fix, and I won't have these issues. Otherwise, it seems to work though. Like I'm able to play a game, it just shuts down after like I've been off it for like 3 hours. That's weird. Maybe it's like not sleeping correctly. Maybe I messed with the power settings.
Sleep, though.
Well, if I set the power, because I know I had issues before with this computer, back before it was Windows 10, where if I set it to sleep, it just wouldn't wake up from sleep ever, even though I moved the mouse and stuff and hit the keyboard. So I wonder if it's just a holdover from that Windows installation. Maybe it would do to install Windows 10 fresh.
Maybe.
It isn't too hard with Windows 10. You can,
It's not.
You can download that DVD.
Yeah, although I think I upgraded both of mine from 7 to 10 and then 8 to 10, and
yeah, this is 8 to 10. So
I didn't have any really problems with any just updates. Like I didn't have to do.
Eh.
I think for 7 I had to do a clean. No, I kept my files for 7 actually too.
Yeah, I kept my files for this. It's fine. I'm not too worried. It doesn't seem to be affecting me mid-use. It's not like I'm sitting here and it crashes. So
Right.
I'll have updates next week. But if you like the show, please let your friends know. Share the links like on Facebook. It really helps. Like just share it to your friends or retweet the Twitter account that does it. I think. I don't know. Any of those things help out a lot. Get more listeners and stuff. We don't ask anything of our listeners. We don't have ads. Just we enjoy that we have a good following, and we love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it, really. Honestly, you can get us that way, and that's the easiest way. Probably is to Facebook message us or send a comment on the website. So, well, thanks for listening, Adam. What is your word of the week?
My word of the week is trebuchet.
Wow, Adam.
Yes,
That is an awesome fucking word.
I like that word.
It's French, and it stands for something cool.
Yes.
Remember the trebuchet
Yeah.
that we both have seen
Yeah.
working,
Yeah. Like there's
shooting pumpkins and watermelons?
in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking sweet.
That was pretty sweet.
Fucking launch a pumpkin 200 feet. Woo! Anyway, well, we will catch you next week, and thank you for listening.
Indeed.
What?
Did.
What? I'm just gonna check the levels. So give me a mo.
Right.
Give me a hot mo. Says it's gonna begin in a couple moments.
Yeah.
I hit play on the thing so I can tell.
Yeah.
Hurry the fuck up. Says this live event will begin in a few moments. Adam,
Yeah.
my computer gremlins are back.
Yeah. You said.
Yeah, just shutting off every once and again.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, just come back and it's like, oop, disconnected itself.
Yeah.
Why is
Hey,
this
does
live?
it just me, or do you hear like a buzz or something?
I don't hear anything.
Okay.
Maybe it's coming from me.
Maybe.
I can't tell because I can't hear back what's going on.
Yeah, I think I'd hear like a background buzz type thing.
Oh, I know what it is. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, it's my external hard drive. Why the fuck is this not going? Let's refresh this page, I guess. Because usually you can play it. Yep, it just... Oh my god. Listen to that coming through the mics.
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Let me just...
I almost didn't notice it at first because of the back, because it's really like a white noise kind of thing, but I was like, there's something going on here. It's definitely
Okay.
crazy buzz. That's much better. It's so much better. Ugh. Such a difference.
Alright, that's working now. Yeah, I had moved my external hard drive off the top of my computer case and set it on my desktop. So the spinning drive is doing that to me.
Yeah.
Alright, so I should be good now. It sounded good. So what did you want to talk about?
On the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about the Division beta. We still got some games to go through. I watched Penny Dreadful.
1 second. I'm getting the thing up.
Psych. Okay.
I've got the Adam did, John did section. So Adam did. Since you're not going to add it, I'll add it now. Penny Dreadful film. Division beta. What else?
We have the games to finish.
Yeah, I got that on there.
And I also started watching Psych. Netflix.
Continuing your watching of television shows my grandparents watched.
Psych isn't even that old.
It doesn't matter. I have a grandparent that's still alive.
Uh-huh. They watch Psych?
No, she never watches TV, but she would. Ready?
Apparently other people would too, because it was on for a bunch of seasons. Yes!
I'm playing TRIMPS.
Oh my god. I played some TRIMPS too.
Okay, let's add TRIMPS.
Because I was listening to the podcasts.
Yep.
And they talked about TRIMPS.
And I played some TRIMPS. Alright.
Yeah, I played some TRIMPS as well.
Awesome. Let me just get a final level check. I'm going to talk a little bit. Ba 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 ba. Adam, you talk a little bit.
Alright, I'm talking a bit. Ba ba da ba da.
Alright.
Da.
Alright, silence.
In the library.
Wow, these are like perfect levels.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
You too?
If I clap, it makes it really easy to edit, by the way, because I can see where we start. So,